Welcome everybody. In today's video, we are going to be talking about what the differences between diamond and up players are in relation to master, grandmaster, UGM, and then warlord. I think I see a lot of autopiloting in the diamond rank, especially on the offense side. There's a lot of diamond players that I fight against. They're very easy to predict because they're flow charting their player or their character, and they're just kind of going with what works. There's a couple people that I play in our Discord that I always tell them, I was like, yo man, it's called tunnel vision. Tunnel visioning is when you don't look at all these situations or how Ryu could come back. I know Ryu doesn't really have a strong comeback factor, but let's pretend Ryu had a strong comeback factor. Let's say it's Urian or someone like that has a strong comeback factor. A lot of people's idea of pressure is I'm gonna get up close and press all the buttons, and that's pressure. So I'm gonna go hard, right? But when you go too hard like that, you're tunneling and you don't look at the other player's resources, especially if they have a V-trigger comeback. You know, you might run into something that you shouldn't have ran into, you know? Like, let's say I was walking up because I wanted to pressure, but Ryu did low forward EX fireball into V-trigger activation, and I get clipped by it. And then he tattoos out, and all of a sudden, like, I'm in the corner or something like that, or, you know, whatever. I see a lot of diamond players actually go too hard. They go way too hard. They want the death, they want the kill, like, right now. They don't want to wait. There's like 70 seconds on the clock, and they want to go as hard as they can. If you look at a lot of strong players, what they do the best is they want to make sure that you don't leave the corner, right? The closer you are to your opponent in the corner, the most likely they're going to try to find a way to jump out or do something that makes them switch sides, right? Ryu could do a tatsu out, then all of a sudden he's out of pressure, but you didn't have enough time to you didn't have enough time to crosscut DP his jump out, right? In my opinion, and what I see the most is that higher level players, they stay out of range like this, and this is pressure. Right here, this is pressure. There's nothing right now that Ryu can do except for like a stray EX fireball, like a lucky EX fireball, to really get out of this situation. He can't jump out because I'm at a range where if Ryu tries to jump out right now, I could just DP all day long, and then he's back in the corner. I don't even play Ibuki, and I understand this. And this is just fighting game theory. I'm sure you guys seen Daigo do this as well too. Daigo was really known for this. So if I'm Guile, right, and then Ryu is right here, I don't need to do anything. I could just do this all day. Unless he preemptively tatsus or he V-shift breaks. But this is pressure without pressure. I don't need to be this close. Because the moment that I'm this close, right, yeah, it can be scary for Ryu and stuff like that. But then the other pressure that you could apply is pressure with no pressure. So basically my point is, I see diamond players go too hard. They tunnel vision on a win, and they overcommit and they overextend, and usually I could come back from that because of their overextension. The other difference that I see in diamond players is I feel like they fall under panic a lot. They panic a lot. They get really antsy and squirmy, and they either make more mistakes, or they're more prone to tech, or they just do some very risky stuff, and it makes them easy to read as well too. Makes them super easy to read because you could tell what they're feeling by the way they're playing and what button choices they're using and what moves they throw out. It's like, oh, okay, you're probably like really antsy because you don't like being in the corner. The one thing that I learned and that actually took away from Daigo is committing to a defensive option. Like, there's some times where I will just take the throw. I will just chill like this. And then you'll see a lot of like the players that I fight, they start doing all these shimmies and they start doing like all these frame traps and stuff like that. But I'm just committed to down back. I've already fully committed to this. And then once they're done with their block string or whatever, right? Then I could jump out, or I could find a heavy button where I could V reversal or something like that. It's a lot harder to shimmy someone in a higher rank. I'm not saying they're perfect, by the way, because like I've shimmied definitely like higher ranked players all the time. It's just knowing when to use a shimmy and what the other player does to counter the shimmy, right? So you see a lot of higher ranked players, they do delay jab, right, to beat the shimmy, or sometimes they even just wake up jab. Higher level players seem to rotate their options a lot more than lower ranked players. So the amount of defensive options that a lower ranked player has at their disposal is one of the key differences between a higher ranked player, because they keep in mind all the other options